So I'm not quite sure how Wolves didn't get anything out of that game at Molineux this afternoon. It's finished Wolves 0, Tottenham Hotspur and former Wolves coach Nuno 1. Nice afternoon, Wolverhampton. Molineux back at full capacity. It's fantastic, obviously, to be there. And I'm not too sure how a game of football can be so almost enjoyable to watch, but frustrating to watch at the same time. Wolves line up with Jose Sarr in goal. Connor Cody, Max Kilman and Romain Saiss as the back three. Two wing backs of Marcel and Nelson Semedo. Middle two of Jean Martino and Ruben Neves. And a front three, Francisco Trincao, Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez. Exactly how I predicted it to be on the preview, just the one change from the Leicester game. And Wolves really started quite well. First few moments of the game, we looked really strong, taking the game to Spurs. And you could see Wolves playing this really high, aggressive line and just looked really, really strong. And then Spurs' real big opportunity. The only ever time they threatened Wolves in the first half, Dele Alli goes through on goal, creates himself a bit of space, takes a touch past Jose Sarr, and the goalkeeper sort of bundles into him, and Ali goes down and a penalty is given. From where I was stood, looks absolutely stonewall. Obviously not had a chance to watch any replays, but I'd assume most people will agree it's a penalty. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section. But yeah, it looked like a penalty, and Ali stepped up to take it, obviously with Harry Kane on the bench, and made no mistake. But even after that, Wolves just so dominant. Main threat being, as always, Adama Traore, really giving the Spurs full-backs and defenders an absolute nightmare today. And the first half, just getting himself in really big, good positions. But it was the story of the afternoon, really. Wolves counter-attacking really well, getting the ball from one end of the pitch to the other quite quickly, dominating possession and getting themselves in really smart wide areas, but just nothing in the middle, or nothing to get that final ball into the back of the net. And it's quite frustrating. It's almost as if after last season we've forgotten how to score a goal. But in terms of the actual football and watching it was so much more attractive, so much more easier on the eye. You could see the work rate was there. You could see despite us playing a 3-4-3, you could still see the attacking intent. And the Wolves fans really did enjoy it today at Molineux. You could tell to come away from losing a game against the Big Six, or a team in the Big Six or Big Seven, you could say, and still be really disappointed. It says something, really. And second half was the same. You could argue, for Spurs in general, they've got that early goal, and it's typical Nuno to sort of sit back and absorb. And you could argue they did that, but they still tried to attack, and Wolves just seemed to get the better of them every time. Spurs were in the game a little bit more in the second half. They had chances of their own, but Romain Saiss, Connor Cody, and especially Max Kilman, who was phenomenal today, just really making some fantastic tackles, but on the ball looking comfortable and bringing other players into the game. I think Heung-min Son had a really crucial opportunity for Spurs, which in the end was blocked, and Jose Sarr was forced into a couple of good saves. But Wolves, just in general, looks the much stronger, much better side. And I know most of you that watch the game will be waiting for me to talk about that key opportunity again for Mr. Adama Traore. And I've said it, and I was on a Spurs podcast a couple of days ago, and I said it again. If Adama Traore started to find the back of the net, and he could have easily had 2 or 3 goals already this season, that's when you can argue that he's going to be worth 70-80 million pounds. But at the moment, he's just not doing that. He caused Spurs nightmares today and had acres of time and space for that chance. Through on goal, in my opinion, arguably more space than he had against Leicester, which of course he put wide, and he's put it straight at Hugo Lloris. So frustrating. And he still gets fans on the edge of their seat, or in the South Bank's case, holding on to those rails, because he just makes things happen. And it was fantastic today. Raul getting involved, the hold-up play from him, the flick-ons were brilliant. Just looking a little bit hesitant in front of goal, and hopefully that confidence will come in time. But overall, it was just strong, and it's just frustrating the Wolves haven't got the ball in the back of the net again. Aït-Nouri coming on, Fabio Silva coming on in the second half. Aït-Nouri playing as we switched to a 4-4-2 and actually looked really decent, bringing the ball forward and attacking for Wolves. Fabio Silva drawing a booking from Højbjerg straight away as well, and having a decent header on goal. But unfortunately, Wolves just not clinical enough, and not devastated enough in front of goal today. But I think I pretty much said it at the end of the Leicester review last week. On performances like that, it's promising. But unfortunately, performances don't win games, goals do. So we really need to get onto that. But Manchester United, they've got to be threatened by performances like that. We play them obviously next week, and fingers crossed we can put another game performance like that. And fingers crossed we can find the back of the net a couple of times at least and try and get 3 points. We're on to Nottingham Forest now on Tuesday. The match review will be live outside of the City ground on Tuesday evening. But enjoy the rest of your weekends, guys. Let me know your thoughts on today's game in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.